The Coyote Twin, Vermilion's downtown theater. Providing entertainment Thursdays through Sundays.
Tonight on Coyote News, colder weather has hit Vermilion and the overall season could look a bit different.
And one student organization is back on its feet with new leadership.
Live from the Al Newharth Media Center, this is Coyote News.
Good evening, I'm Michael Stake.
And I'm Jody and Tyson. Winter is just around the corner, but this year's snowfall might look a little different. With the upcoming season, students should be prepared for colder temperatures, but Earth Science Professor Mark Sweeney says this winter might be a bit warmer than usual.
The climate models that have forecasted what may happen, at least in the early part of the winter, they're forecasting warmer than normal temperatures and then potentially about normal precipitation.
Sweeney says while this winter may be warmer than normal, negative temperatures can cause frostbite. People most often get frostbite in their fingers and toes. So if temperatures reach alarming levels, make sure to bundle up. Now, if cold weather isn't your thing, don't worry. USD has plenty of warmer activities to be a part of instead.
That's right, Jody Ann. And one indoor activity students can join is rising to new heights. After years of struggling to find leadership, USD's climbing club has a new president. The club teaches students how to use the rock climbing wall, and senior Logan Picorni hopes to recruit new climbers to join the group.
It's a really low time commitment. You don't have to put in a bunch of time. It's super fun, and I would argue the best club on campus, just because we have a lot of fun people. We do really laid back things, and it's just a really fun climbing community that we've built at our university.
Picorni says no experience or equipment is needed to start, and students can join at any time throughout the school year. Visit the USD Clubs and Organization website to learn more.
Starting today, Vermilion begins its seasonal odd and even parking zones. For North and South Streets, parking's not permitted on days ending in odd numbers. And for East and West Roads, parking's prohibited on even number days. This allows for curb-to-curb plowing. Cars parked illegally might be ticketed.
After the break, one club put on a spooky Halloween celebration.
You're watching Coyote News.
Do you feel tired and anxious at times? Do you feel like you can't focus on your school assignments? Exercising might be your solution. It helps you feel less anxious and gloomy. You can relax better and you suffer less from stress. You will get more energy, sleep better, and find it less difficult to remember all your courses. So move your body and be your own change.
This is Coyote News.
The Student Theater Cooperative celebrates Halloween with its annual party. This year, participants took part in costume contests and other activities. Students strut their stuff as they walked the runway and showed off their costumes. Director Grace Armstrong says a lot more goes into planning an event than what people might think.
This is our annual STC Halloween party. This year it consists of a costume runway contest. So we played some music and people were able to show off their different costumes.
Students could also decorate Halloween cookies, and they competed for the best individual costume as well as the scariest and most creative.
This weekend, there's a new USD celebration. Coyote News' Marissa Brunkhorst is live in the muck with one of the coordinators. Marissa?
Thanks, Michael. I'm here with Marcus Destin, coordinator of the Office of Multicultural Affairs. Thanks for joining me today, Marcus. So tell us about Unity Week. Where did this idea come from for the OMA?
You know, looking at other universities, I wanted to find a way to do a Unity Week here on campus that really brought everybody together. There's a lot of different programming that happened, a lot of different celebrations. Just wanted to find a way, do some research on a way that we can have a week of events of sharing perspectives, sharing new experiences, and bringing us all together, whether that's as departments donating to the cause, donating to Unity Week, or if that's just as students just being able to gain new experiences and hear something new.
Yeah, so the OMA is home to a lot of different kinds of students, a lot of different organizations. How do you, as a leader, promote unity within those groups?
The best way is to promote collaboration and not being siloed. As much as we are, like, there's 15 multicultural groups within the OMA, we want to make sure that those groups are also getting those other experiences across campus, as well as the outside organizations are also getting the experiences that the multicultural groups offer as well. So just promoting collaboration, promoting supporting each other, and just being the best coyote you can be.
The OMA hosts events throughout the whole semester in the academic year. How do you stay inspired to create new events? Like you said, this Unity Week is new. What inspires you? How do you stay inspired to find new ways to connect students?
Oh man, it's really literally seeing the students every single day, hearing some of the feedback that we get. They come by 219, they come by my office, and they say like they appreciate it or they love this event. It's really just seeing the need for it here at the University of South Dakota and the potential that we can set a standard, maybe hopefully for the other schools around us that, you know, we'll be the leaders in encouraging collaboration and unity.
And besides on Unity Week, how can students promote unity every day?
Oh, support each other, learn more about each other, go the extra step, not just the surface level stuff, and support each other's events and programs, even when there's not free food, even when there's not a free giveaway. Go support and be a true coyote and a true fan of each other.
Thanks so much for joining me again. Unity Week wraps up with Unity Ball this Saturday. Live in the muck for Coyote News, I'm Marissa Brunkhorst.
Thanks, Marissa. Again, the event concludes on Saturday with the inaugural Unity Ball. And while Halloween is celebrated by many, Dia de los Muertos, or the Day of the Dead, is celebrated October 31st through November 2nd. The holiday originated in Mexico and is mostly observed throughout parts of Latin America. The celebration's meant to honor the lives of deceased relatives with colorful displays and family gatherings.
Halloween's over, but haunted tales can still be told about Vermilion's Spirit Mount Historic Prairie. While Lewis and Clark were on their expedition, they were warned by the Sioux people about harmful spirits that haunted the hill. They referred to these spirits as the Little Devils. Though Lewis and Clark were never able to track down the Little Devils, they came across a lot of wildlife and nature to explore. Now, the prairie has become a common sight for locals and tourists alike. Visitors primarily use the site for hiking, but some still search for the Little Devils. Next on Coyote Sports, the women's cross-country team wins the Summit League Championships.
And as they recover from a loss to state, the football team prepares for another ranked opponent.
This is Coyote News.
The women's cross-country team wins its first Summit League title since 2018.
And we'll take a look into how athletes cope with leaving competition behind. This is Coyote Sports. I'm Callie Connors.
And I'm Landon DeBoer. South Dakota football will be on the road for another top 10 matchup this Saturday against Southern Illinois. The Salukis come into the matchup ranked number 10. They are 6-2 overall with losses to number 22 Youngstown State and number 1 South Dakota State. The Coyotes sit at number 9 nationally after Saturday's loss to SDSU. They hold a record of 6-2. The game kicks off at 1.
Women's volleyball plays the last of 3 straight road games tomorrow against St. Thomas. They'll return to the SCSC this weekend. On Saturday, the Coyotes lost in 5 sets to the Summit League number 1 Denver Pioneers, ending a 3-game win streak. 3 of the 5 sets went to extra points, with Denver getting the win 17-15 in set 5. The Coyotes host North Dakota on Saturday at 2.
The women's cross-country team finished first at the Summit League Championships last Saturday in Brookings. Abby Ripperda led the Coyotes in 3rd place, good enough for all Summit honors. Freshman Madison Brower finished 4th and received the Summit League Newcomer of the Championship award. In 5th was Abrielle Gierley. She was named the Summit Scholar of the Championship. This marks the 6th Summit League women's team title and 1st since 2018. The men's team finished 5th overall. The frontrunner for the Coyote men was Carson Lauterbach, who placed 19th. The team will compete in the NCAA Midwest Regional next week in Stillwater, Oklahoma.
The basketball teams tip off their season next Monday. In Summit League preseason polls, men's basketball ranked 6th and women's basketball ranked 3rd, right behind NDSU and SDSU. Grace Larkins made the preseason All-Summit League first team, and she was selected to the watch list for Becky Hammond Player of the Year. Carly Duffney was selected for the preseason All-Summit League second team. The women face off against Northern State on Monday at 5:30, and the men's team will play Mount Marty at 8. Both matchups will take place in the SCSC. Athletes aren't the only ones preparing for the basketball games on Monday. Coyote News' Sydney Colin is live in the muck with the voice of men's basketball. Sydney?
Thanks, Callie. I'm here live with John Thayer. To start off, what goes into preparing to call for a game?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that goes into it. You're trying to learn, obviously it starts with learning your own team, the team that you cover, USD in this instance, and finding information about each of the players. And then you try to learn about the opposing team, right, and how to say their names and their stats and trends into games and stuff like that. So it's a lot of prep work that builds up to about a 3-hour performance.
How do you think the men's basketball team is going to do this season with all the new transfers that are now here?
Yeah, it'll be a little bit different, right? Our fans are going to find some new players that are on the floor. Obviously, a lot has changed with the roster, but it's a roster that is bigger in size. It's more athletic, and so it's really exciting. You know, they were picked 6th in the Summit League's preseason poll, but I got a feeling they'll do a little better than that.
Are there any challenges that come into calling a game at all?
I mean, there always can be challenges. You got to be ready for even the things that you can't be ready for. You know, long injuries that happen on the floor, you got to find a way to fill some of that time. When chaotic plays happen, you've got to find a way to slow down and try to articulate what is going on. And so some of those things are challenges. Plus, anytime you go on a road, you run into issues with equipment potential, internet outages, power outages. All of that stuff have happened, and all of it obviously provide challenges.
Do you have a favorite game that you've called this season, or a game that you're looking forward to call?
Yeah, I think, right now we're still young in the season a little bit, but obviously the football victory at North Dakota State was big. It's not often that a team goes to Fargo and goes up by 3 scores at halftime, and USD was really in control of that game. So that was a lot of fun. It's not very often you go there and 19,000 people are silent, and we had them silent there for a while. So far that definitely is at the top of the list.
John, thank you so much for being here today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Live in the muck for Coyote Sports, I'm Sydney Colin.
Thanks, Sydney. Once again, the first men's basketball game is next Monday against Mount Marty.
Most student athletes are eventually forced to move on after having athletics dominate much of their lives. Coyote News' Michael Stake looks into how those athletes and their mental health can be affected during the transition.
People are a creature of habit, and when someone has to stop doing a habit or routine that's been built up for years, like in this instance, a sport, it can bring up a lot of emotions.
Well, I think that there's definitely going to be a sense of grief in some capacity where it's like, man, I had this whole team of people, I had all these people rooting for me, I had coaches that believed in me. To a certain degree, there'll be a period of not having that, and that's really difficult. But ultimately, I think it's up to the individual to kind of structure their life how they want to.
Tanner Peterson, mental health advisor for student athletes, shares how he helps students get over this new hurdle in their life.
Seeking counseling is one. That's kind of my job, is to help them explore who they are as people, so when the ball stops bouncing and we take that athlete identity away, or that athlete identity transitions into something else, they still know who they are as a person. They still know that they're much more than the volleyball player, football player, track and field athlete that they've been, for the large part, recognized for 4 years. They know, what they want to do with their life, and they know who they are aside from sport. And that, I think, is a big part of that transition out of athletics.
For Coyote News, I'm Michael Stake.
Student athletes needing help with the transition can visit Peterson's office in the Student Counseling Center in Dakota Hall. Swim and Dive will host the Coyote Extravaganza in Sioux Falls after the women competed against Iowa State last Friday. 5 school records and 3 Dakota Dome pool records were set during the matchup. Sophomore Taylor Burr set school records in the 200 breast and 200 individual medley. She missed setting a school record in the 100 breast by 1/100th of a second. Junior Emily Kahn broke her own school record in the 50 free. School records were also set in both the 200 medley relay and the 200 free relay. This was a narrow loss for the Coyotes as Iowa State won the meet by just 3 points.
Men's golf is prepping for the spring after wrapping up the fall season in Brown Summit, North Carolina. Logan Hammock led the team to their second best score this season and a 4th place finish overall. Hammock finished in 8th for his first top 10 finish of the fall and shot a 54-hole personal best. Spring tournaments start in February for the Coyotes with the World Golf Village Collegiate Invitational. That's it for Coyote Sports.
When we come back, we ask students what costume they regret wearing for Halloween. Stay with us.
This is Coyote News.
Michael, did I once ever tell you that I tried to dress to look like a butterfly for Halloween?
You have not, but I'm sure if you could go back in time, you'd probably change that.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing you're not the only one. That's why in this week's Out and About, we asked students if they could have any Halloween costume they wish they'd never worn, what would they be?
Here's what they had to say.
A costume that I regret wearing is a Taylor Swift one in 7th grade. It was pretty rough. It didn't really look like Taylor Swift.
I think last year I tried to do an astronaut costume, and everyone thought I was not an astronaut, so that was a bit disappointing, but
As a little kid, I went as a witch, and I used some black makeup stuff that stayed me for a couple days.
Probably my Optimus Prime costume because I was 12, I had to pee really bad, and there was no like zipper, so I just kind of went in my pants.
See, I can't think of any that I regret. Usually, I always win as Batman, because, I'm Batman.
I was dressed up as a skier, and it was very hot. I went out, and I was just sweating like crazy.
I didn't really regret wearing it, but the one I did this year, I painted my entire face blue with acrylic paint, which was not the best move. My hands are still blue.
I regret going as Michael Myers.
Last year, when I wore Olaf.
It was a prisoner outfit.
Probably just pajamas.
When I was younger, I wore a Yoda costume and I was way too tall, so I walked around on my knees the whole day. It sucked.
I walked up to a girl and was like, arrest me, and she was in a cop outfit. It was pretty embarrassing.
Very interesting. Do you regret wearing any costume for Halloween?
Yes, there was one. I was Sonic once, and it was epic, except my mom made me spray paint my hair blue, and I was so scared that my hair would stay blue forever.
Yeah.
And to this day, I think there's still some blue in it.
Wow. Interesting. Another thing that I love about Halloween is the candy, because there are so many good options. We ask our ex-followers what their favorite Halloween candy is. What do you think, Michael?
I think the best one is the new one, Mr. Beast Feastables, but it looks like people are saying M&M's and Andy's Mints. Tavin, get out of here. And Pumpkin Reese's, I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Follow our X page at USD Coyote News to take part in more of our polls.
The Taylor Swift era has become a nationwide sensation, and now it's making its way into the classroom. This spring, students in the Knudsen School of Law can take a course focused on Taylor Swift and learn about the legal environment from a new perspective. Professor Sean Kammer came up with the idea after running into several students who are reported Swifties. Yeah.
I do not think that is pretty epic. Oh.
Building some bad blood with the Swifties.
And that's all for Coyote News.
Check out the Volant online for recaps of all SGA meetings.
And listen to 91.1 for news updates throughout the week and for coverage of your USD sports.
Don't forget to follow our social media pages for daily updates. Have a great night.